Hello, Namaskar, how are you? So, marriage and what are the scenarios in which people would want to get married? So, there are four scenarios basically, and these four scenarios are divided into two categories. So, let's look at the two main categories first. The number one category is people who want to get married on their own accord. They want to get married because they want to get married on their own decision, by their own decision. The second category is people get married because they actually don't want to get married, or rather, they want to marry a little later, but they're forced into it. They're forced into marriage. In other words, they're marrying not by their own wish, but by others' wish, by the society, by the external factors influencing them. So these are the two categories. Now let's look at the first category, and these has two parts. The first category is you want to get married when you want to get married on your own accord. And when does this happen? The first one is very plain and simple. It's because of love. You have fallen in love with another person, and you started going on a date with this person. You like their personality, and as time went by, you actually love their personality, their sense of humor, everything. And it's like after a few meetings, you'll be like, okay, you know what? I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. You decide that. And then you go ahead and decide to get married. That's love. You've fallen in love and you want to get married. And this can happen pretty much at any age of adulthood, from 20 to 25 to 30, 35, 40. You can even fall in love at the age of 50 also sometimes. So it depends on people. The second scenario in this is companionship. That is, you have foregone the idea of marriage because of your dreams and your ambitions and whatever you want to do in life. So for that purpose, what you did, generally for marriage, the optimal age is considered to be around 20 to or 20, 23, 24 rather, to 30 to 32. So if you delay beyond this age, people ask you questions like, why are you still single? You're 38 and you're still single. Why? What is the matter? Stuff like this. So the optimal age is considered to be between 22 to 32. A ballpark, an average. Now, if you have serious ambitions and goals and dreams that you want to achieve, and you know that marriage is going to hinder that, marriage is going to come in the way, because marriage is a huge responsibility. So when you know that marriage is going to hinder you from achieving your dreams, you put away marriage for some time. But when you put it away and you achieve your dreams, after achieving your dreams and your goals, or at least you're in the right track of what you want to do in life, you have found your calling, you have found your passion, and you're working towards it every day, and you're making good amount of money, and you've made good amount of money. Now you want to share your life with another human being, with your significant other. So that's when you decide to get married, and that's when you want companionship. Why? Because you have accomplished your dreams. Now you want companionship. Now you want a person to spend the rest of your life with, your wealth with, everything. You want a family, you want kids, you want a wife or a husband after achieving your dreams. So this is the second scenario. The first one was love, and the second one was for companionship after achieving your dreams. And this can happen, the second scenario can happen later in your life, because you know that nobody can achieve their dreams at the age of 20 or 25 or even 30 rather. Sometimes people achieve their dreams at the age of 40. At the age of 40, they find themselves doing the right thing that they want to do in life. So the second scenario can pretty much happen later in your life. Now coming to the second category, and that is, you get married because others want you to get married. It's not your decision, it's others' decision to marry you off. And that happens primarily in India due to arranged marriages. Arranged marriage in urban India, in urban population, is something like this. The optimal age is between 20 to 25 for women and 25 to 30 for men for marriage. If you're a woman and if you're 27, 28 years old, you're 27? You're not married yet? What's the problem? Your daughter is 27. This happens mainly with the parents. Your daughter is 27, 28, 29. She's not married yet. What's the problem? Is she having an affair with someone? Is her health okay? Stuff like this. People ask questions to the parents, especially in India, like this. The same thing goes for men also. 32, not married. What's the problem with him? Does he have an affair? Blah 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 blah. Does he have a girlfriend? Failed marriage? Or does he have a health issue? Whatever it is. So people are going to ask these kind of questions. But rather, see, this is just a gossip. Let me be very blunt and very straightforward here. People don't care about your marriage. People don't care about your life. What you do with your life, they don't care. They just like to gossip. The only people who you get pressure from or pressurized from are your parents. And they want you to get married because they want you to settle down. Because they've seen life and they know that after a certain age, and when they're not around, because they know that they're going to pass away one day, so they want to settle their kids before they go away, because they know that it's a cynical world. So the kids, especially if you're a daughter, if they have a daughter, leaving a daughter alone, even a man, even a son, but mainly daughters, because it's a cynical world, as I said, it's going to be a bad idea. So they want to see their children married and settled with their own families before they pass away. And also obviously the grandkids, they want grandkids. So because of this, they kind of brainwash you into getting married. So you may talk to them that, hey mom, you know what, or mom and dad, I have no interest to get married now because I have some dreams, unaccomplished dreams, which I want to go after, and marriage is going to put a full stop for them, so I don't want to get married right now. They say, hey, you know what, you can pursue that even after you get married. They know that maybe you can't, because again, as I said, marriage is a huge responsibility. Raising a family, having a wife, a husband, it's a huge responsibility. So they try to brainwash you into marriage. Why? Because as I said, they want to see you secure. They want to see your future secured. So that's number one, and that's arranged marriage setup. You wanting to get married not on your wish, but because of influence, and that is envy. You get married because you're envious of your friends, your colleagues from office, or your neighbors similar to your age, and they're all getting married, and you see them and you're like, oh my god, I want that too. I want to get married too. I want to have a wife. I want to have kids. And you see them going out every Sunday on a picnic. You see them going out, once in a while outside for a dinner out, a date rather, right? They go to some, tourist place with some attractive sceneries and everything. So when you see all these things, when people see this, they get distracted and they want to get married. And you can pretty much say that these are the people who have freedom to choose marriage, and let's say they've chosen not to get married because, again, the first scenario, the second case in the first scenario, they want to achieve their dreams, so they've put away marriage. Now people who are very focused on what they want to do in life, they go after their dreams, and after they achieve their dreams and goals, then they go for marriage, then they look for companionship. But some people cave in. They're like, no, you know what, I can achieve that even after I get married, I think, because they get envious of people getting married. So you know what they say? Let's get married. Why? Because people around them of their similar age are getting married. So these are the four scenarios, main scenarios in which people decide to get married. Now in the next video, we're going to talk about each of these marriages, and let's see which one is optimal and which one leads to a successful marriage or a failed marriage, or even worst case scenarios even leads to a divorce. So let's talk about that in the next video. Up until then, you can comment on this video and say which of these four categories of marriages is very optimal and very successful, leads to a successful marriage or leads to a failed and frustrated marriage. Do let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Namaste.